All right, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Darva Tiagi, and I am honored to be here in front of you to defend my thesis of global impact of viral infections on cancer incidence and mortality. So let's begin with a little bit about me. I go to Woodbridge Academy Magnet School in New Jersey. I am a United States of America Biology Olympiad honorable mention. I am a fourth degree in Taekwondo, and I'm also a Gold Presidential Award in Taekwondo, teaching over 500 students. I participated in my science fair last year, where I placed third in cellular molecular biology. I have a nonprofit organization called SmileFit, where I teach martial arts to those with neurodevelopmental diseases. I have a podcast called the Biofrontier Files, where I talk about recent medical innovations and developments. I have a blog called Biofusion, where I talk about, the business behind the sciences, etc. And I have two papers pending publication, and my third one is the one I've done with Gifted Gaber. So now let's get into it. Introduction. Viral infections are a major contributor to global disease burden, and particularly in cancer development. I want to begin by saying that many people don't even know that viruses can even cause cancers, right? So this is the idea I want to establish, that yes, viruses can cause cancer. And more specifically, viruses such as human papillomavirus, hepatitis B, hepatitis C, Epstein-Barr. These are four viruses that have significant roles in cancer development. So now, through a literature review, I want to establish that HPV, a human papillomavirus, is a major cause of cervical, rectal, and reproductive cancers. And there are vaccination programs for HPV to reduce these cancer, but universal coverage, as well as the vaccines themselves, remain a challenge. Chronic HBV and HCV infections can lead to hepatocellular carcinoma, which is a common liver cancer, because hepato is a root word for liver. EBV, Epstein-Barr virus, is implicated in lymphoproliferative disorders like Burkitt lymphoma, Hodgkin lymphoma, and nasopharyngeal carcinoma. So this diagram right here displays how, in this case, how hepatocellular carcinoma works. Your virus gets infected into the hepatocytes, which are liver cells. DNA gets integrated, clonal expansion occurs, and then the malignancy is developed, the tumor is developed. So this is my methodology and results. So I utilize data from GlobalCon, which is the Global Cancer Observatory, for a comprehensive analysis. And in GlobalCon, I specifically focused on the viral infections of HPV, HBV, HCV, and EBV, the viruses I mentioned earlier. And I particularly focused on their association with cancer incidence and mortality rates. I used epidemiological data analyzed using statistical methods, which I will discuss in my next slide. Now, the results. The findings from GlobalCon actually reveal a clear association between viral infections and cancer burden. More specifically, did you know that HPV is the leading cause of cervical cancer? Most of the world doesn't even know viruses cause cancer, and yet on the other side of the coin, HPV is the leading cause of some cancers. HBV and HCV significantly contribute to your global hepatocellular carcinoma burden. So again, two viruses, HBV, HCV, cause liver cancer. EBV is implicated in various lymphoproliferative disorders, and there are a lot of variations geographically. Now, this is a statistical method. It's called ASIR, which is AIDS Standardized Incident Rates. And this statistical method is used to compare cancer incident rates across different populations. And so this diagram right here of the world in red, this is an example of what you would do when you're using ASIR. After calculating the ASIR, you would usually make a map and then you would color code it. So the darker regions have a higher ASIR, meaning basically they have a higher incidence of the cancer. And the lower colored region have a lower rate. So in this instance, this is HPV. It has 690,000 cases worldwide, causing cancer. We can see that areas in South America, Russia, and South Africa are darkened. And conversely, USA, Upper Africa are less. So now, in conclusion, the global impact of viral infections on cancer incidence and mortality is quite profound. And at the summation of my study, I want to heighten the importance of addressing these viral infections and how crucial it is that we must focus on the fact that viruses can cause cancer, how we can prevent this. I strongly believe that comprehensive public health strategies are needed to mitigate impact, especially spreading awareness to those to the common population that it's important to wash your hands, stay 6 feet away, cover when you cough, and limit the spread of virus. Because at the end of the day, this is virus. This is not something that's hard to know about like most cancers are, right? If we can do the common safety procedures as listed by the CDC, there is a strong chance in reducing the cancer incidence rates. And so one conclusion statement I would like to make is that this leveraging the epidemiological data is very essential in reducing the global cancer burden and improving health outcomes worldwide. Thank you.
A question for Atharva.
Sure.
Dr. Kate?
Yes, well, Hannah talked about this an awful lot.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So, how would we, first of all, do we or do we not have a vaccine against hepatitis C?
Hepatitis C, we do not. And I really strongly remember this because we did talk about this in one of your sessions.
Okay. So, from my first starting to teach up until a few years ago, what do we have now that we can offer people who have hepatitis C?
For now, what we have for hepatitis C, besides the numerous trials that are in place to create a vaccine and treatment against hepatitis C, we have our common, flu prevention treatments and all of the chill prevention treatments. Right now, there are medications in the market for HCV. I think one of them is Zepatier, just for naming. One of them is Zepatier for hepatitis C. And so, I would like to mention that HCV is one of the most researched viruses, actually, due to the fact that, we have hepatitis A vaccine, we have hepatitis B vaccine. So now let's focus gears on hepatitis C. And that's the answer to your question, Dr. Katie.
I think it's just fine. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry.
Yes, before I finish, I want to talk about my experience with Gifted Giver.
Sorry about that.
Yep. No, it's fine. Dr. Katie, I don't even know where to begin, to be honest, but I guess I'm going to start, to thank you for your amazing guidance and all of the advice you've given me throughout this program. Prior to this program, I had my previous research experience in specifically in cancer. I had a previous paper called Advances in Cancer-Based Immunotherapies. So I had an oncology background there. It's a paper pending publication. Another background experience I had was in microbiology, specifically antibiotic resistance. I talked about the difference between natural and synthetic antimicrobials, and this is a paper that's pending publication in JEI. And so with this as my background, it was a very logical expansion for me to combine oncology, microbiology. Where can I get something that's going to give me a very adept experience and very advanced experience into heightening my knowledge? And, thus came Gifted Gaber, and thus came Dr. Katie, right? I mean, the past 12 weeks, each session, I walked away with learning, honestly, more than I ever have in any type of sessions in any, even in school. I think I genuinely learned more in these programs than school. And, I was able to connect these two fields into this paper. And we even talked about this paper in one of the sessions. Well, not my paper, but this topic in one of the sessions. And, I think I'm rambling on, but I just want to sum up by saying, thank you so much, Dr. Katie, for all of this that you've done for me. And thank you, Gifted Giver. And the next is, I want to thank Professor Virgil for the incredible guidance he has given me, specifically I vividly remember the first session, he talked about time management skills and how to allocate the time and make sure that you have time for this paper. So I want to thank him for these skills. And I also want to thank him for the structure for the paper. As I mentioned before, I have two publications, but it took me a very long time to get those papers written because I was not exposed to the structure knowledge. But conversely, with this experience with Professor Virgil's help, it was very easy for me to structure. And I want to thank him for that. Thank you, everyone.
Amazing. Amazing, Atharva. A big round of applause. A very confident speaker. Excellent. We would love to have you back as our intern. Okay.
I can't wait to do that.
Yeah. A big round of applause. As you can see, each and every student is so unique. And I just get blown away with the kind of presentations that are there.